All right, so I've certainly had my fair share of contractor and handyman woes, coordinating, becoming late, not getting the job done right. I've experienced all those so far, and I'm sure some of you have experienced it too. But what I found that I've gotten into a better habit is obviously trusted referral partners to be able to say, hey, I've worked with this person before, I've seen their work, you get into it. But I think a lot of times you will see some of the handyman and contractors you work with. Obviously, if they give you a detailed quote, that's sign number one. Sign number two is just promptness, even just communicating properly. I feel like that's a big thing. A lot of times, these contractors and handyman, I understand they get busy. Sometimes they'll miss your calls. They won't call back for like days. They won't text back. They won't, and that can be really problematic, especially if you're out of the area. And so I think one of the things you need to look for is one, promptness, and then number two is, are they giving you some details? I think another thing that'll really help in terms of knowing, what to expect, and is to actually get a very basic understanding of what the scope of work is, and then what it roughly entails. Obviously, if you knew every detail, I mean, you might not be skilled enough, but at least you would know what the work entails. You might as well go do it yourself if you have the time. But obviously your time might be worth something, so it'd be better to hire it out anyway. But it's still good to have just that general framework of knowing, like, per square foot in that area, roughly how much does it cost to lay down flooring, or to paint, or to, um, you know, whatever it might be, right? And just get an idea. So that way, when they're quoting you, you at least know in general, like, oh, this is how much it costs to hang a door, right? And so if you multiply that times 10, and they give you a quote that's just like, wait, what? And then you might even ask, like, hey, what's the breakdown? Like, if like, how long does it take to hang a door? And if they come back and say a certain amount, you might say, okay, so based on the quote you sent me and based on how much time, this is how much it costs per hour. And it might kind of raise some red flags, and even they might catch it and say, ooh, right. So that's just a very simple example, but I would say get a little bit of knowledge about what it entails for that scope of work. See if they're, actually going to be able to communicate with you, because that's a huge thing. If they never communicate with you, how could you ever get the job done? And then, are they sending you quotes? Are they sending you something that looks professional? So those are things I would think of. Once I found those people, I tend to stick with them. Now I use those people. Before, it was kind of going through a contractor, trying to find the right one. Same thing with handyman. It was kind of unreliable. And now I finally got to the point where it's like, okay, I can actually use this person. I'm going to use them repeat. They contact me fairly promptly. I don't expect same minute or same hour text back, but I mean, I would hope by the end of the day, and sometimes if it spills into the next day, it's okay, but they at least text back or they call back. So those are some of the things I've just found really useful, is like, once I find that person, you stick with them because they're worth their weight in gold. But yeah, if anyone else has any other tips, I'm happy to hear those. And obviously we can spread it around for those who are looking to use handyman contractors for their projects. Comment below. What are some experiences you've had, positive and negative? And just kind of, we can kind of start a discussion about, we can learn from it and to say, like, oh, this person does this, I want to replicate that. Or, oh, I didn't realize that was something to look out for. Maybe I should keep an eye out. Right, things like that. So anyway, yeah, happy to help in any way I can. But yeah.